The book of Joshua didn't just hold up roofs. They held secrets. And Rahab's secret was trembling beneath a pile of drying flax on her roof, while the king's executioners pounded against her door like death itself. "Open up!" A bronze spear slammed against the wood again. Rahab froze. The room smelled of dust, sweat, and fear. In the corner stood two Israelite spies, strangers carrying the scent of the wilderness and whispers of a God who split seas apart. If she opened the door, she betrayed her city. If she didn't, she died with them. Outside, the guards struck the door harder. "By order of the king!" Rahab swallowed hard. For weeks, Jericho had been drowning in rumors. A sea divided in half, kings erased overnight, an army marching with a god no wall could stop. And now that army stood outside her city. She felt it deep in her bones. Jericho was already dying. Rahab inhaled slowly and pulled on the mask she had worn her entire life, the mask of a woman who feared nothing. She opened the door. The captain shoved inside, torchlight spilling across the room. "Two Hebrews entered this house," he growled. "Where are they?" Rahab crossed her arms calmly, even as her heartbeat thundered inside her chest. "Yes, 2 men came," she said, "but they left before the gates closed. If you leave now, you might still catch them near the river." The captain narrowed his eyes. Then his gaze drifted toward the ladder leading to the roof. Rahab's pulse stopped. One cough, one misplaced step, one falling straw. That was all it would take. The guard stared for a long moment, then finally grunted. "Move!" The soldiers stormed back into the streets, their footsteps fading into the darkness. Only then did Rahab breathe. Rahab rushed to the roof and pulled back the flax. The spies emerged silently. The younger man stared at her in disbelief. "Why would you risk your life for us?" Rahab walked to the edge of the wall and looked toward the Israelite campfires glowing in the distance like stars scattered across the earth. "Because your God is the true God," she whispered. Her voice shook now, not with fear, with conviction. "We have all heard what he did at the Red Sea. The hearts of this city have melted in terror." She turned toward them. "I want my family to live. Swear to me, when your army comes, spare us." The 2 spies exchanged a look. Then the elder spy reached into his garment and pulled out a scarlet cord. It was deep red, like fresh blood. "Tie this cord in your window," he said. "Gather your family inside this house. Stay under this sign, and we will protect you." Rahab lowered them down the outer wall into the darkness below. Then she immediately tied the scarlet cord to her window. The red thread swayed against the stone wall in the cold night wind. A tiny line of hope hanging over a doomed city. The next morning, Rahab heard it. Footsteps, thousands of them. The Israelite army circled the city in complete silence. No battle cries, no arrows, no attack. Just the steady rhythm of marching feet. Day after day, the same thing happened. Around the city they marched, and every night the silence returned. Inside the house, fear spread like poison. Her brothers paced the floor. Her mother wept quietly. Even her father looked broken. "The walls are shaking," her brother whispered. "We're trapped here." Rahab tightened her grip on the scarlet cord hanging beside the window. "Don't look at the walls," she said firmly. "Look at the promise."
Outside, the marching continued. Thud, thud, thud. It sounded like the heartbeat of judgment itself. Fear, or the promise holding you together. On the seventh day, everything changed. The Israelites didn't march around the city once. They marched around it 7 times. The air itself felt heavy, like the earth was waiting. Then suddenly, the priests lifted their ram's horns. A blast shattered the silence. The sound ripped through the sky like a warning from heaven itself. And then the shouting began. Thousands of voices erupted at once. The ground shook violently. Rahab grabbed the scarlet cord as the wall beneath her feet trembled. Stones cracked. Dust exploded into the air. People screamed as massive sections of Jericho collapsed into ruin. Tower after tower crumbled. The mighty walls of Jericho, walls people believed would stand forever, were falling apart before her eyes. But Rahab's house remained standing. One small section untouched in the middle of destruction. Not a stone moved, not a beam broken. Through the smoke and dust, the 2 spies appeared. This time, they didn't see a prostitute. They saw a woman of faith. They took Rahab and her family by the hand and led them safely out of the ruins of Jericho. As smoke rose behind her, Rahab looked back at the city she once called home. She lost her old life that day, but she gained a new destiny. The woman once hidden in shame inside the walls of Jericho would one day become part of the bloodline of kings, and eventually, part of the lineage of Jesus Christ himself. One act of faith can change an entire bloodline. No past is too broken for God to rewrite.